There we go. Okay, welcome everyone. Tonight we are hanging out with turkeys, and Alex is going to share the happy quarter. And before he begins, I will read Dr. Pong's 8 verses. So I invite you to find a comfortable posture, root to the earth, straighten the spine, lift the crown of the head up toward the heaven, and you can close your eyes or allow them to soften. And just take a deep breath. Head touches sky, feet stand on earth. Body relaxes and the mind expands. Be respectful and quiet. Mind is clear and appearance is humble. No distracting thoughts. Mind expands into infinite space. Feel the mind shining into the body deeply and inwardly. Entire body is harmonized with qi. Harmonized with qi. Thank you.
That's great.
Are you ready for me to share?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, I'll share the screen. You can set it up how you like it.
Yeah. I think let's see. Oh, that's a good question.
You do the.
Can you see?
Mhm.
They see the whole screen. Do you see the whole screen, or just just the presentation? I guess I'll just go to the play from
I
current
usually go
slide.
to view.
Oh, okay. I think this will work too.
Okay.
All right. Does this work? Can you guys see all that?
Yes,
All right.
I can see it. Perfect.
All right. Very good. Okay. All right. Awesome. Yeah. So, yeah, this is the presentation on wild turkeys brought to you by a real turkey. That's what my wife calls me sometimes, uh, depending on depending on how she's feeling about me. But yeah, this is what I found. This first image just struck me right away, and I was like, that definitely captures the essence of a turkey right there. It's a very unique head that the turkeys have, and for having such small heads. You'd think they're dumb animals, but they're actually pretty smart. So some quick facts. Male turkeys. Oh no, but no, we're not to the males and females thing yet. Okay, behavior and communication. I'm just going to read these really quick. Male turkeys, known as toms, use a variety of sounds to communicate, including gobbles. That's what they're probably most known for. Clucks and purrs. Gobbling is primarily used during mating season to attract hens and to establish dominance. Turkeys are very intelligent and have a good memory. They can remember locations and recognize each other. So, I mean, I don't. When I look at a flock of turkeys, I can't tell them apart, but they can recognize each other. That's cool. Physical characteristics: wild turkeys have iridescent feathers that appear bronze, green, or gold, depending on the light. Males have a distinctive beard made of modified feathers that hangs from their chest. You can kind of see that in the image there. It's a characteristic that males have. It's actually interesting that some females will develop a beard as well, which is a little bit odd, but it does happen from time to time. Very rare, but it does happen, and I've seen that. Diet and foraging. Turkeys are omnivores. They eat a variety of foods, including seeds, nuts, berries, insects, and small reptiles even. They forage on the ground and use their strong legs to scratch the soil for food. I've seen that as well. Reproduction and nesting. Female turkeys called hens lay eggs in shallow nests on the ground, often hidden in dense vegetation. A typical clutch consists of 10 to 12 eggs, which will hatch after about 28 days. And I found that kind of interesting. I actually don't know if I've ever come across a turkey nest before. But the turkeys, they roost up in trees, actually. So at night, they fly up into trees and perch, usually to stay out of, reach of the predators like coyotes and stuff like that. But when they're taking care of their eggs, I suppose it's a little different. So survival skills. Turkeys have excellent vision and can see in color, which not all animals can. They can detect movements from far away, making it very hard to sneak up on. I have seen that as well. This is very true. They can run at speeds up to 20 miles per hour and fly short distances at speeds up to 55 miles per hour. So they can really book it if they want to. Let's go to the next slide. They are a member of the pheasant family, which is something I didn't know before I prepared this. I actually hunt both these species, so I'm surprised I didn't know that. But they're just a different, genus and species. And I'm not going to try to pronounce the Latin name for it, but it's there. Someone else can give it a crack if they want to. Turkeys have been around for actually millions of years, and so primarily in North American continent is where we find them. They've been introduced to other places in the world now, but they originated here. And they were actually a pretty important food source for Native Americans and the early European settlers. They were domesticated by Native Americans. In fact, a lot of Native Americans actually had domesticated turkeys from the wild. But at the turn of the century, back in the early 1900s, wild turkey populations had been decimated in North America. So since that time, conservation efforts have been quite successful, actually. We've restored populations from around what was estimated to be around 30,000 in the early 1900s. So they were quite threatened, if you will, to an estimated 6.5 million today. So they're doing very, very good now. And I think I looked up here in Missouri, it's something like 96% of the counties in Missouri have turkey populations. Another interesting factoid is that when they were completely essentially just extinct, gone from a lot of the eastern United States. They were gone from Minnesota, where I lived before, and they had to be repopulated. So they'd have like capture and relocation programs and kind of reseed populations. And one of the places that they could get them from in the early 1900s was here in the Ozarks. So a lot of the eastern turkeys that have been what we now call the eastern turkey was repopulated in the east and in Minnesota from here in the Ozarks, which is pretty cool. Okay, so this is what they look like. The hens have much less sort of coloring and features and feather, they don't have the display, right, that a male turkey or a tom would have. So we got just to look at that here. This is I believe an eastern variety. So the kind that I'm be familiar with seeing here a lot. If you're in the East Coast of the United States, this is pretty much what you'd be familiar with seeing. And yeah, that display is just really something. And they don't just walk around like that all the time. This is like when they're mating, the toms will kind of open up their fan and show the display to kind of attract their mate, and so on and so forth. And then just a quick to see if anyone can tell what these are. Can you tell if these are male or female turkeys? Anyone want to take a crack at it?
Are they both the same?
What?
Are they both the same gender?
Yeah, they're the same.
Okay. Male, because it looks like the tail feathers in the one that's furthest away, or they look, anyway, I'm guessing male, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yep. Yeah, they're male, and you can kind of see in the one that's standing in front here. There's a little beard here, but they're young males, so these are also known as jakes. Informally, we call them jakes when they're not fully mature yet. So it can be a little bit hard to tell because they sort of look a little plainer, but you can kind of see the plumage. Has a little more coloring on it. You got that little beard hanging down there. So yeah, it's a young male. That's right. Okay, and then I had to get a video of some wild turkeys making their calls. And I thought I'd just play. This is probably the best sort of short video that I found. There's a bunch of really, actually. Is that okay? that is that. The females make a noise that to me sounds like nails on a chalkboard. I don't know what you guys think of that. But then you get the gobblers, and the males, they respond with that. It's just such a unique sound. Like nothing else in nature sounds like a turkey, right? It's like, oh, I can't even do it. It's amazing. Okay, so that's that. Apparently wants to play again. All right, there we go. So this is the sort of geographic distribution of wild turkeys. Again, naturally, they're also introduced to a couple other locations. Like I know that they are introduced to Australia and New Zealand. Also, Hawaii has wild turkeys. And even on those islands, you can hunt them. That's why they were introduced almost, is to have a population that they can hunt for sport in the wild. And there's conservation efforts there too, so that there's a good healthy population. But interesting, they were really only native to this North American continent. Really, that was where they came from. This is a cool website, by the way, eBird. If anyone's ever wanting to research birds, this is a really awesome site. So in North America, as I mentioned, there's actually multiple subspecies. The one I'm most familiar with that I've been, seeing my whole life basically is the eastern wild turkey, and we've seen some images of those already. Primarily found, I guess they say, east of the Mississippi, and it's also the most abundant. So the largest population is the eastern wild turkey. There's a few sort of more rare varieties that are kind of spread throughout the rest of the United States. The Rio Grande wild turkey, the Osceola, which is only on the Florida Peninsula. Would love to see one of those someday. We do have some family down in South Georgia, so I think we can make that happen eventually. The Merriam's, which is predominantly in the western United States, especially around the Rockies, and then Gould's. Gould's is found in sort of the southwestern United States and Arizona, New Mexico, and then also in Mexico. And the Gould's turkey is very rare to see, very difficult to find those. So, yeah, we'll go ahead to the next. Here's just sort of a picture of each of the 5 subspecies, what they would look like. The plumage is a little bit different. The sizes are a little bit different. Those Goulds are actually a little bit smaller than the eastern turkey. Yeah, just I hadn't seen all these different varieties before. I noticed that the head coloring is a little bit different on them, kind of depending. Some of them almost have more of a blue or violet look to them, and then others are, got a bit more of that red, pinkish look. Here's a group of turkeys. They are social animals, and they, get together in flocks. I've never seen a flock this large all at one time before. Usually they're in a little bit smaller groups than this when I see them. But yeah, depending on where you're at and whatnot, they are social, so they do gather in large groups. I couldn't resist this. I found this image and I was like, oh man, fantastic. Fall, of course. It's not fall right now. It's spring here, but the fall turkey, right? It's great. They do run, as they mentioned. They can get up and go if they want to. They're not known for endurance, but for sprinting or for short flights and stuff like that, they can really boogie if they need to get out of dodge. Got some more here. I got them on full display doing their strut. Full strut, we call that full strut. And they are foragers, as was mentioned. They kind of eat all kinds of different things, bugs, insects, little lizards, some nuts and seeds, and yeah, they actually play a big role in the ecological. They help aerate the soil and they do all kinds of things. So, and they fly. It's true. I think the domestic turkeys, I doubt domestic turkeys fly, and the turkeys that we're maybe all used to having for Thanksgiving or whatever, very different from wild turkeys. But yeah, they actually do fly. Not great distances, but they do. And this is actually a photo, I believe it was shared by Megan, right?
Mhm.
I think Megan, you want to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, sure. After you announced the turkey theme, I started noticing turkeys everywhere. We do have large flocks of them where I live, but I hadn't been paying attention. But it is spring, and so this is a photo taken at my friend's house of two female turkeys. And what I've noticed a ton around town is female turkeys wandering around and foraging. And feel like, well, I've talked to a few friends who live near where there's big flocks of turkeys, and I think they're kind of out, getting ready before they lay their eggs. So this was two turkeys at my friend Marlena's house.
Yep. It is that time of year.
Yeah.
And I think this was your photo as well. This is sort of similar to the next photo, and this is the photo we'll end on. So this is just such a beautiful photo. Is this from your camping trip?
Yeah, so I just got back from camping a few
Yeah.
hours ago, and again, I just, love it how these topics just really are topical. Well, they're just like, again, I hadn't noticed turkeys at all. And then all of a sudden, so we're camping, and yesterday morning, we wake up to that gobble, 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 gobble sound. And I didn't know that that was only made by the males. So thank you, Alex. I've learned a ton. This is awesome. And there were all these female turkeys out and about again, like I said, foraging around our campsite. This was right at our campsite. And then this guy starts following all the females. And so you could see the sun was rising. And he's out in his full display, following him around, and they were totally ignoring him, which was which was really fun. This must be a Merriam's, I believe, out in California. And there were just turkeys everywhere in this park we went to, which is close to my house. And then at night, both nights we were out. My daughter and I would be at the table playing a game, and the light would be getting low. And we'd hear like all this rustling up in the trees, and it would be the female turkeys flying up. They flew up high, 20, 30 feet up high in these California bay laurel trees to roost for the night. So, um, anyhow, I just spent, yeah, a few pretty intimate days with turkeys, which is
That's
not
awesome. And you
not
were able to
typical
work
for
close
me.
to them too. That's awesome.
Yeah, they don't mind people. So, yeah, anyhow.
That's different than here.
Yeah, yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, we actually when we were in Minnesota, we would go to this place called the Arboretum. It was run by the University of Minnesota, and it's a beautiful place. You can just go there. Like I think was there maybe there's a fee to join you can like join as a member, and you can kind of go anytime, or you can just pay like for a day's access to this like beautiful place where they I think they're like doing research on different like trees and plants and biology and stuff. But they have turkeys that live there. They're not domestic or anything. They're just wild turkeys that like wandered in and set up shop at this place where they're studying all the, fauna and flora and everything. And they're not afraid of people either. So you can walk around, and we actually like it was kind of funny because we'd be walking down the trails in the arboretum, and all of a sudden like a group of turkeys would cross in front of us. We're like, oh, I'm sorry, we're like interrupting your like we I felt like we had to turn around and like, oh, we better let them go. This is their territory. But yeah, here in the Ozarks, I mean, there's a lot of hunting pressure, obviously, in the spring, especially, and it hasn't started yet, but it's about to. And when it does, if they see you or they get get wind of you or whatever, they will leave. They will leave quickly. So it's difficult. It's a difficult sport, but yeah, and this is awesome that they could get this close. What a great picture! What a great photo. Um, yeah.
Yeah, the turkey herds or whatever they're called here are, yeah, it's like what you said. You'll be walking and then you have to stop and let them cross. And if they're kind of aggressive, so you just let them do what they want to do. And they'll come in a whole flock. I remember I was tending a garden at a school my kids were at, and the whole flock came in over the course of a week and ate everything. And that's just
Yeah.
how long. But they're really fun to watch. And I'll just share also that I didn't realize it's the male tail feathers, the fan, those feathers. They're my favorite beekeeping tool. They're like the perfect little tool to just gently nudge the bees around if you need them to move or if you're closing up the hive. So when I'm out, I always look for those feathers, those specific male tail feathers, because again, you can't buy a tool that's as good for beekeeping. So.
Great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that fan, it's really something. I mean, there's really nothing else like it, and it's such a joy, every spring to go out and to see that, because that's when they're doing their mating and everything, and they're in full display and they're doing their thing, and you can hear them around here too. Like we can like at night, we'll just be sitting out on the deck, and in the distance you'll hear a gobbler, and sometimes you hear that screeching noise too, um, which it is what it is, but yeah. Cool. Well, that's all I had to share, everybody. This was nothing really super special, I guess. Just wanted to immerse us in the images of turkeys and the sounds of turkeys, and yeah, share that. So yeah, anyone else want to share anything about turkeys? You're welcome. Go ahead and stop share.
There we go.
Blowing underneath my arm.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So, is it true they don't natively live in Europe? Is that there's no turkeys, just pheasants? Is that, the
Not by
big game
default.
bird?
The wild turkey, that genus and subspecies, whatever that I can't pronounce the Latin, but it's only from Native America or from North America. Now, whether they brought some over there, and whether they have like I don't know if they grow domestic turkeys there, or anything that were taken captive from North America or something possibly, but that genus and species is North American only. Yeah.
No, it's so awesome. I had no idea. I mean, I should have because of Thanksgiving, but I had no
Oh, yeah.
idea that they were such a special, and I had no idea they were endangered either.
For a while, yeah. Not anymore. If you go to like that
Or,
eBird thing, it'll say it's like no longer threatened or whatever. But yeah, for a while they were. I mean, 30,000 is not that many. And to think because before that they're here for millions of years, right? And then humans, we overhunted them for a while. It's like, yeah, I think we just had the same thing with a lot of stuff. I think we just assume like, oh, it's like a never-ending supply. We'll just keep taking from it. It's like- this is why, we go up in north, even in Minnesota. I love the North Shore of Minnesota, Lake Superior, beautiful. There's a lot of trees there that are gorgeous, but they're all young. They're relatively young, and a lot of people don't realize that there used to be old growth forests with huge trees, just as big as the redwoods in California, all gone. It sawed down all those forests, all gone. So all the evergreens and other deciduous trees and stuff that are there now are only a few decades old. They're not, they do have beautiful forests. So there's a Superior National Forest up there and everything, but all the old growth stuff is long gone. So yeah, and yeah, similarly with like I think bison were brought to the brink of extinction is by trapping and trading and hunting and all that, and a lot of stuff, but turkeys as well.
I've always heard that turkeys, at least maybe to indigenous people, I don't know where this, but I associate turkeys with the symbol of family. And I don't think I made that up. I think someone told me
Yeah.
told me that. So whenever I am out and see a big pack of turkeys, that's usually where my mind goes and considering, what might be being shared with me about family at
Yeah,
the time.
yeah, I mean, yeah, they're definitely family animals, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that presentation. I had taken turkeys for granted, so no more.
Does anyone have anything else they'd like to share about turkeys or anything related?
have a prayer for family.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah. Just for Tom and Wendy and Stephen and Mariana's upcoming wedding. That all the final preparations are joyous and easy, and all the traveling and all the stuff with all the twists and turns. It's peaceful and open-hearted, and everyone's happy and healthy. The big family gathering. And I'm imagining turkeys now, just imagining a bunch of turkeys coming together. Yeah.
Full display in their finery.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, for wedding, what's better than that imagery of the tom and hens and yeah. Anyhow, so putting that out there.
We're all holding it. How long?
Voila.
I had forgotten about the turkey strut. But with weddings too, putting out the dance moves and turkey strutting and all the finery.
Yes. And I actually would like to, yes, a special prayer for the dancing, actually. How'd you know? Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. You
Yeah,
caught
people
that.
got stuff, and put on there. Yeah, totally.
Yes. Yeah, special prayer for the dancing.
Prayer for the dancing. Yeah, turkeys will help hold that too.
Family gatherings for Easter also.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
family gatherings for Easter.
Yeah, turkeys and chickens and eggs, and this feels very Easter. I know turkeys are associated with fall, but I'm feeling a lot of Easter, and with the egg clutches of 12 eggs. That's so abundant.
Yeah. And the fertility right now with, all the birds. Everyone's running around mating
That's right.
together and yeah,
All of us coming out in our Easter finery and
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of bird finery right now and blooms and buds.
Yeah, we like, well, these are different, not turkeys, but different birds. But yeah, all the birds are mating right now. We have every year, birds try to like make nests under our porch out front and stuff. And I usually try to start disassembling and getting kind of like, nope, nope, not here, not here. So if they start assembling one, I kind of try to take it down and clear it out and encourage them to go somewhere else. But this year, I kind of fell down on the job a little bit, and now there's a nest in one of our hanging planters or whatever that's right on the porch. So I think I don't have the heart because it's too far along now. I don't want to take it apart for them.
Well, we have some nests that do come back every year that just, yeah.
So they've claimed our porch for the summer, I guess. We'll see.
I just want to share what I think is going to turn out to be a happy story for my flying squirrels. I think I shared something about that before. Tomorrow is the 14th day of having a radio blasting talk radio on my porch. And luckily, where I'm right now is on the opposite side of the house. And for some reason, it stopped playing last night, and I was too tired to climb up on the ladder and try to get it down. And I didn't hear any little pitter patters or rolling of the acorn ball, the pickleball with acorns and all of that. So, and there was nothing there this morning, and I think maybe they have actually vacated totally. And now I just need to find somebody who will take my soffits down and clean it out so they don't come back. So
Hello.
that's my happy story that they're, out and they found a better place to live.
Yes, they have. No talk radio.
It almost drove me out of the house, actually.
Yeah. Here's to new beginnings, even for the flying squirrels.
Mm-hmm. So long. Mm-hmm. As we move toward the field setting, are there any community members or loved ones that want to be brought into the field, either verbally or with our hearts?
A
Oh.
very dear friend had an accident yesterday, and she dislocated her left ankle and broke 3 bones, and she's going in for surgery tomorrow. So I just want to hold her in all kinds of love and light, and her surgeon and the whole team of people who will take care of her during that. So thank you.
Thank you so much. How
Her name
about
is Heidi.
Heidi? Heidi and everyone in the surgery room. I'm gonna bring Tracy in. I know we have a memorial on Thursday, but we'll hold her. We'll hold her in this beautiful family field tonight. All right. I've been sitting in this position because a puppy is cuddling on me, but I'll scooch over and begin the field setting. So I invite us all to find a comfortable posture, sitting or standing or laying down. And as you transition, if any other loved ones come to the forefront and want to be held here tonight in this turkey family field, just put them out there and they'll be held in all the love. So get as comfortable as you can. And feel yourself supported by the space beneath you, the furniture, your dwelling, all the way down to the earth. Feeling held by the abundance offered with spring energy, all the new growth, the buds and blooms. Inviting the body to sink into that prosperity, that abundance. And held by the earth, feel the spine lengthen, and the crown of the head rising up into the universe. Nestling into the space between heaven and earth. And in this place of nestling and coziness, invite yourself to relax, allowing any tension to flow out with the breath, releasing any concerns from the day, any thoughts. And in this relaxed state, invite the awareness to flow into the center of the head, inviting mingjue to observe. And from this place of observation, allow the sound to originate from the center of the head. Mm. 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 Mingjue observes the head inner space, including the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the jaw, relaxing the jaw. Observing the ears, the inner ears. The inner space of the head, the inner space of the sense organs, relaxing and opening to merge with the universe energy. Empty. Mingjue observes the throat, the inner space of the throat and neck, all the glands and tissues. Feeling the vocal cords relax, letting our own gobbles dissolve into the universe. Empty. Mingjue observes the shoulders and the shoulder blades. Allowing the sound to resonate from within the shoulders as Mingjue observes. That observation flows into the arms, upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, even the fingertips. Mingjue observes the inner space of the shoulders and the arms. That inner space relaxes. And opens into the universe chi. Empty. Mingjue observes the chest, the lungs, the breasts, and the heart. Feeling the rhythm of our own baby heart, opening and connecting with all the baby hearts here together, now and through all time, opening and connecting. Knowing we're held in this collective consciousness field together. Connected in this energy of love and family. Mingjue observes the awakened baby heart, the entire inner space of the chest as it opens and merges with universe chi. Mingjue observes the abdomen, all of the precious organs. Feeling the presence of the liver, the gallbladder, pancreas, the spleen. The stomach, the intestines, our beautiful kidneys, adrenal glands, the bladder, the reproductive organs, all the organs of the abdomen held in harmony. Opening and merging with universe chi. Mingjue observes the spine, the upper spine, the middle spine, the lower spine, the tailbone. The the central nervous system. Mm. Mm. The peripheral nervous system. Mm. All healthy, happy, communicating perfectly. Mm. Mm. And the spine inner space, the inner space of the central and peripheral nervous systems. Open, relaxed, merging into universe chi. Shoo. Empty. Mingjue observes the hips, the legs, the thighs, the knees, the calves, the shins, the ankles, the feet, the bottoms of the feet, and the toes, all reminding us of our connection to the earth and relaxing in that connection. Mm. 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 The inner space of the hips, and the legs, and the feet. Open, open and merge with universe chi. Shoo. Empty. Mingjue observes the entire chi body, harmonious. Mm. 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 In this entirety, together, we are Mingjue love. We are Mingjue peace. We are Mingjue happiness. And we are Mingjue gratitude. And we'll rest in this beautiful collective field in silence for just a few moments. And I'll bring us out with the moon sound. Check in and see if you'd like to stay in this healing field in the formal meditation, closing whenever you're ready. Or if you're ready to return to the body and to this session. And if so, just take a few deep breaths. Feeling the lower dantian, and the toes and the hands. Just gently moving. And bring the palms one over the other on top of Duchi or the navel. And we give our gratitude for our time together, for our teachers, healers, through all time. And for our time with turkeys, appreciating them and reminding us of the importance of family. And sending big howlas to all of the upcoming family events of all sizes, the formal, the informal. And we send our love and our gratitude. Howla, howla. And when you're ready, allow your eyes to softly open. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.